We are in the midst of a new epidemic, diet-related diseases, a silent killer claiming countless lives around the world and specifically the UK. It's shocking to think that the biggest cause of avoidable illnesses in the UK now comes down to something as fundamental as what we put on our plates. What makes this truly devastating is the irony that these diseases are preventable. Yet, day after day, millions are trapped in a vicious cycle of poor eating habits with deadly consequences. Contrary to what it may seem, individual willpower is not the solution to changing eating habits. Ultra-processed foods are so cheap, accessible, and heavily engineered to exploit our biological responses that we can't resist ourselves from eating more than required. This impact is worse on lower-income households where adults are twice as likely to die from diet-related causes than their wealthier counterparts, and their children are twice as likely to be obese by the age of 11. The UK economy loses £74 billion annually because of diet-related illnesses, a number that will only continue to increase without intervention. My proposed solution is twofold. One is to introduce a tiered sugar and salt reformulation tax, as well as the expansion of the school food programs. A tiered tax on sugar and salt in foods can be useful. In fact, this is modeled from the UK's soft drink industry levy, also known as the SDIL, which was mainly targeted on beverages. The SDIL, which was introduced in 2018, incentivized manufacturers to reformulate their beverages by imposing a tiered tax structure on products with high sugar levels. To avoid higher prices for themselves as well as consumers, manufacturers significantly reduced sugar content, helping stop overconsumption at its source. By removing 45 million kilograms of sugar from soft drinks, the SDIL itself is expected to save the lives of 80,000 children in the next generation. Extending this principle in processed foods would scale the UK's fight against this epidemic to a whole new level. By encouraging reformulation of products, this tax would help make healthier options the norm. With the SDIL serving as a proven model, this policy has the potential to yield even greater results. Secondly, expanding eligibility for free school meals, not only for families earning less than £7,400 annually as it currently is, but to all children from households receiving universal credit, including during holidays, would go a long way in solving the problem. This would ease the financial burden on low-income families and ensure access to fresh, nutritious meals. This is especially critical as declining culinary skills in households make it harder for families to prepare healthy food. What makes this feasible is that it leverages existing infrastructure, and the expansion in its scope can be easily funded through the revenue from the tax. I feel this self-sustaining cycle can significantly improve public health. The government must step up, however. Going against strong ultra-processed firms isn't a popular opinion and will need strong government action.